Up next, Kate learns about Brain Injury Awareness Week, including the film festival, which is taking place until August 22nd.
Suzanne Evis is the ABI project coordinator at Barwon Health. Suzanne, thanks for joining us on Pulse TV.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
No worries. And Brain Injury Awareness Week is coming up on the 17th to the 23rd of August. Can you tell us a little bit about the events that will be going on in Geelong for ABI Awareness Week?
Sure thing. Well, we're having our national launch for the whole country. It's actually happening here in Geelong. We're going to be live streaming that from our website, which is biawgeelong.com. We then have a film festival going for 5 nights. So all the films concern brain injury in some form. We've got great titles like The Vow, which is a favorite, Joseph Gordon-Levitt in The Lookout. We've got Memento, favorite with Guy Pearce, Diving Bell and the Butterfly, and an excellent documentary called The Crash Reel. So those are going to be nightly at 7 o'clock at Courthouse Youth Arts. We also have a Caring for the Carers Day, which is going to occur on the Friday. So that's about putting the spotlight on the people who care for individuals with ABI, and they get massaged and pampered and get a bit of education and a free lunch. And we're going to have a free community forum and expo at the Wool Museum on the Tuesday, the 18th at 10 a.m. So that is free. Anyone can come along to that and just rock up. They're going to hear the latest research about acquired brain injury, as well as there's going to be an expo of local service providers. So information about all of this is going to be down at Market Square from the Tuesday to the Friday. You can buy your tickets to the film festival there. Come meet service providers who can answer your questions about ABI, pick up lots of pamphlets and other little goodies, put it together an ABI show bag if you want when you come down. So something for everyone, we hope.
Jackie Pearce is the manager of ARC support at Kerr Engl. Jackie, tell us a bit about your role and what Kerr Engl does for people with an acquired brain injury.
Kerr Engl started focusing on the needs of people living with a brain injury and their family carers back in 2006, and the reason for that is we've got a growing population of people in Australia living with a brain injury. So the statistics now are sitting at 1 in 12, and that's growing all the time. The reason it's growing is we have the medical technology to keep people alive at point of injury. So people that historically would have been so severely injured through a motor vehicle accident or an assault or even an asthma attack or a near drowning. So brain injury is caused by all of those sorts of incidents and more. Years and years ago would have actually passed away. We've now got the medical technology to keep them alive, and their journey generally starts well in the health system, but when they're discharged from the health system, they're often left to sink or swim on their own.
And what are some of the services that Kerr Engl provides to those people who've acquired a brain injury?
So some of the people you'll meet shortly are people who are members of what's called Geelong ABI Clubhouse, and that was set up in response to people with a brain injury saying they wanted a drop-in centre, which is a place where they can go to get information, peer and mutual support, learn new strategies. So one example is we've bought some iPads for the group to start using to learn iPad skills, but not only that, the games on the iPads are around memory and strategy and developing some of the skills they may have lost during their brain injury. So that's one example. We also run the Brains Carer Support Group, and that's specifically focusing on the family carers who look after a loved one, often 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Those are some incredibly important services that you offer. We're joined now by Jessica. Jessica, thanks for joining us on Pulse TV Geelong.
Thank you.
I'd just like to ask you, how did you come to have an acquired brain injury?
I was in the Northern Territory and I was hit by a taxi.
Were you walking at the time?
I was crossing the road for a bag of ice.
Oh, wow.
So.
And what happened? Did you go to hospital?
I was hospitalised for about 4.5, 5 months, and I wasn't expected to live. So I have titanium plates in the top and forearm, and I have a scar at the top of my head for where they had to drill a hole so they could let my brain breathe, so the pressure would come down.
And just tell us, you said you spent 4.5 months in the hospital, is that right? Yep. And what has your recovery been like since that time?
Oh, it's been all over the shop. Like, I've had my good days and I've had my bad days, but I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
And when did you come to live in Geelong?
I believe 5 years ago. I'm not quite sure. I have short-term memory loss.
Okay. So is that one of the things that you've had to get used to, the memory issues?
Yeah, I have a lot of notebooks.
Really? So a little bit like the film Memento, where you have to write everything down?
I have to write everything down, and then I double-check it and triple-check it, and I have a lot of help from my parents and my husband and the McKellar Centre.
This is Cory. He's another person who comes along to the Kerr Engl clubhouse. Cory, thank you for joining us. Tell us, how did you get your injury?
I was run over,
By a car?
yes, on the way to school.
How old were you? Were you just a boy or were you a teenager?
Still a child, just turning 6 years old.
Wow. How old are you now?
30.
So tell me, when you come to Kerr Engl, what's your favourite thing about it?
Annoying the leaders.
Jackie's nodding over there. I think she knows exactly what you're talking about, Cory.
She would know well.
She cops it every week, she said. What do you do?
Torment.
Don't be cruel, Cory. Yeah, it's kind tormenting, I'm very sure. Oh, good. It sounds like it's lots of fun here. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And have you made good friends here at Kerr Engl?
Yes.
Well, I'm here with Lou, who's another person who comes along to the Kerr Engl clubhouse. What do you enjoy about coming to Kerr Engl?
Meeting all these other lovely people that are like me, like they have had some sort of problem, and just talking about that. And also Jackie is a really good helper. She's a very good helper for me, and she's like a mother to me, I guess. I mean, I'm probably older than her, but that's what I feel like. She's like a mother.
That is beautiful. Now, Jackie is holding up a sign that says, "Ask Lou about the kangaroo." So tell me about the kangaroo.
Okay, so it was the kangaroo that caused my accident. I was riding this push bike up in Queensland along a road, a bitumen road, and being quite normal, it was something that we did whenever we could go to the mainland. Glenn and I rode in lots of bike rides in Queensland, like this Brisbane to the Sunshine Coast, Rockhampton to Brisbane sort of rides, where you have to camp out overnight and do all that. So this kangaroo was hopping along the road, and I think I must have, I don't know, apparently it must have either hit my bike or I swerved or something, but somehow I landed on my head, and that's like, and I've only got a couple of stitches, just, like nothing else, just a brain injury.
Brain Injury Awareness Week is coming up on the 17th to the 23rd of August.
Well, we're having our national launch for the whole country. It's actually happening here in Geelong. We're going to be live streaming that from our website, which is biawgeelong.com.